Richie Mo'unga is making a significant return to the All Blacks, and there's a lot to unpack here. After a fruitful stint in Japan, Mo'unga has signed a short-term deal with New Zealand Rugby, which will see him back in the fold before the 2027 Rugby World Cup in Australia. But there's a catch. He won't be eligible to play until October 2026, which means he'll miss the mid-year tests and the crucial tour to South Africa. This situation has sparked a lot of debate among fans and pundits alike. Scotty Stevenson, a well-known commentator, believes Mo'unga's management team has handled this situation brilliantly, positioning him for a quick return to the All Blacks. He argues that it would be unwise for the All Blacks to let Mo'unga sit on the sidelines during such an important time, especially given the stakes involved in the upcoming matches. What do you think? Should the All Blacks utilize Mo'unga as soon as he returns? Or is it better to respect the guidelines set out by New Zealand Rugby? As it stands, the competition for the fly-half position is heating up with Beauden Barrett and Damian McKenzie also in the mix. However, Stevenson points out a crucial difference. Mo'unga is a natural number 10, while Barrett and McKenzie are more versatile players, often used in multiple positions. Having a dedicated fly half like Mo'unga could be vital as the team gears up for the World Cup. The depth at the fly half position cannot be understated. Fans, remember the 2011 World Cup run? We had incredible depth with Aaron Cruden and Colin Slade stepping up when it mattered most. The ability to call on seasoned players in key moments can make all the difference in high-stakes tournaments. Israel Dag echoed this sentiment, recalling how the loss of Dan Carter seemed catastrophic, yet the team rallied thanks to the depth they had built. So, do you think Mo'unga's return and the depth at fly half will give the All Blacks the edge they need? Or are you concerned about the potential risks involved? Comment below with your thoughts, and let's hear from you. Where are you watching from? Show your support for the All Blacks, and share your opinions about our fly half situation. Go All Blacks! Jonah Lomu, the iconic All Blacks legend, continues to be a topic of discussion, not just for his incredible contributions to rugby, but now due to a controversial new book. Nadine Lomu, Jonah's widow, has raised some serious concerns over an unlicensed book titled Immortals, which features her late husband on the cover. She feels that the use of Jonah's image without proper rights is not only disrespectful, but also a blatant exploitation of his legacy. It's understandable that Nadine would be protective of her husband's trademark, especially considering the impact he had on the sport and the way he inspired countless fans. The trademark was established back in 1997, and it's clear that she wants to ensure that Jonah's image is used appropriately, honoring his memory rather than allowing it to be a cash grab for others. Fans, what do you think about this situation? Do you feel the same way about protecting the legacies of our sports heroes? Go All Blacks in the comments. Now, let's dive into the defense from the publisher, Rockpool. Paul Dennington, the CEO, claims that the book was intended as a tribute. But can we really call it a tribute when it's done without the family's consent? Respecting a legend's legacy should involve collaboration with those who knew him best. Nadine's frustration is palpable as she argues that true respect means seeking permission rather than using someone's image for profit without authorization. The conversation has sparked a broader discussion about intellectual property rights in sports. It's crucial for fans to recognize that while tributes are appreciated, they should not come at the expense of the family's rights. Dr. Victoria Argyle, a specialist in intellectual law, weighed in and mentioned that while the book might be seen as a fair use, the emotional weight of this situation cannot be ignored. As passionate supporters of the All Blacks, we should rally behind the Lomu family and advocate for proper respect and recognition of our legends. How should we, as fans, respond to this? Should there be stricter regulations when it comes to using the likeness of sports icons? What do you think about how this situation is being handled? I invite you to share your thoughts, including your city and your opinion about All Blacks, in the comments below. Let's show our support for the Lomu family and keep the conversation going. There's some interesting buzz around the potential departure of Crusaders flanker Tom Christie. It looks like Newcastle Falcons, now backed by Red Bull, are eager to secure his services as part of their ambitious plans. This could be a significant move for Christie, who has been a standout performer for the Crusaders over the past few seasons. At 27, he's entering his prime, and his contributions were crucial in their Super Rugby Pacific triumph, where he started all the knockout matches, including the tight final against the Chiefs. However, despite his impressive form, Christie has yet to earn a call-up to the All Blacks. It's a bit surprising, especially with players like Ardie Savea moving around the back row, and others like Duplessis Kirifi getting the nod. It seems that Christie has found himself on the outside looking in when it comes to national selection. This situation might lead him to consider overseas opportunities, especially since Newcastle's new ownership is looking to invest heavily in their squad. What do you reckon, All Blacks fans? Should Christie stay and fight for his place? Or is it time to explore those overseas offers? Go All Blacks in the comments. On another note, there's also chatter about Finlay Christie, the scrum half, who has been linked with joining Newcastle as well. Despite being recalled to the test squad due to injuries to Cam Roigard and Noah Hotham, his future might still be uncertain, especially with Cortez Radames set to start against Argentina. It's a competitive environment, and it's great to see New Zealand players being sought after internationally, but it does make you wonder about their commitment to the All Blacks. As fans, we love to see our players succeed, but we also want to see them in the black jersey. What's your take on these potential moves? Would you support Tom Christie if he decided to join the Falcons? And what about Finlay? Are you excited to see him back in the national team? Please share your thoughts and your city in the comments. Let's hear your opinions. All Black supporters. Richie Mo'unga is making a significant move back to New Zealand. And as an All Blacks fan, this news is really exciting. After securing an 18-month deal with the All Blacks ahead of the 2027 Rugby World Cup, Mo'unga will return home midway through 2026 when his current contract with Toshiba Brave Lupus in Japan wraps up. It's great to see him back, especially considering he earned 56 caps before heading overseas after the 2023 World Cup. Now, with Mo'unga set to return, the question on everyone's mind is whether he can reclaim his spot in Scott Robertson's squad. He will be eligible to play again in October 2026, right after New Zealand's July internationals and their tour to South Africa. The competition for that coveted number 10 jersey is fierce, with Beauden Barrett and Damian McKenzie also in the mix. It's going to be interesting to see how this unfolds. What do you think? Will Mo'unga reclaim his starting position? Go All Blacks in the comments. Sir Steve Hansen, the legendary coach, has weighed in on Mo'unga's return. He expressed optimism about the situation, highlighting that Mo'unga is a quality player who has proven himself on the biggest stages. Hansen mentioned that the depth in the fly-half position is crucial for the All Black success, especially when aiming for another World Cup title. It's hard to argue with Hansen. Having multiple skilled players competing for a spot can only benefit the team. As Mo'unga rejoins Canterbury and the Crusaders, he will also participate in the 2026 NPC campaign. His immediate focus will shift to the All Blacks for the later part of the Test season and Super Rugby Pacific in 2027. However, there's a tight timeline for him to prove himself as the go-to pivot for the World Cup. Some fans might worry about how he'll adapt after spending a significant amount of time in Japan and missing out on international rugby. Yet, Hansen has dismissed these concerns, pointing out that other players like Ardie Savea and Beauden Barrett successfully transitioned back to international play after time abroad. Hansen emphasized that the quality of Japanese rugby has improved significantly, making it a competitive environment for players like Mo'unga. This should give fans confidence that he will return ready to make his mark. It's true that Test rugby is a different beast compared to Super Rugby or even Japanese rugby, but Mo'unga has the experience and skill to make that transition. Players like Jerome Kaino have shown that returning from overseas can lead to even greater performances on the world stage. As we look to the future, it's clear that Mo'unga's return adds to the depth of talent within the All Blacks. With the World Cup on the horizon, having a strong lineup will be crucial. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this development. Do you think Mo'unga will shine in the black jersey again? Let's hear it from fans across New Zealand. Comment with your city and your opinion about the All Blacks.